Bonjour, buenos dias, good day, guten tag, konnichiwa, ciao, shalom, dobre dien. Hello to all the children of the world. Hi everyone, I hope you're having a good day. It's very sunny today and it seems like it's going to be a lot of sunshine the next couple days, which is awesome because that means we're going to see a lot of plants growing and seeds germinating. I'm wondering if you were able to put a bean seed or a different type of seed in a plastic bag with a wet paper towel against your window at home, just like I did at my house. Because if you did, you might be surprised to see what happened. I'm going to show you what happened to our bean seed. Look at this. Look at those hairy roots that have grown out of the seed. You can kind of see how it popped out, and there are those roots. It's so cool. So I'm going to keep putting this seed back in the window. I brought this from home. I'm actually at school right now because I needed to get a few materials and do a couple things. And I also wanted to show you, I had also put a second seed inside just to check it out. And this one was kind of cool because it totally split open. Do you see that? So it's split open, and I'm wondering if it's going to germinate. I think I see a teeny tiny little root about to come out. So I'm excited to see what happens. Let me know if your seed germinated. It sounds like some of yours have, which is really exciting. And I'm wondering if you can remember what the ingredients are to help our plants grow. Do you remember? They need something warm, sunlight. They need something wet, rain, right? Or water from a watering can, or in this case, a wet paper towel. And they also need soil to grow and grow strong. This seed germinated and will hopefully sprout a little bean plant, but it wouldn't grow into a real green bean unless we plant it in the soil, which we'll try to do when it's totally sprouted, which is kind of fun. So, now that we've already talked about how a seed germinates and grows into a plant, today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the parts of a plant. Now that it's getting warmer and sunnier and later into the spring, we're starting to see plants grow all around us. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about each part of a plant. So I have a little picture puzzle that I can show you. I'm going to scoot back this way so you can see. I've got my little board here. Scooch forward a little bit so you can see me. And the first part of the plant is really important. It's what anchors the plant down into the ground and keeps it sturdy so it doesn't move around. And it also helps to absorb all the nutrients from the soil and all the minerals and the water that's down in the soil. Do you know what that is? The roots. These are the roots of the plant. So I'm going to put that way down at the bottom over there. And this is the word for roots. R-O-O-T-S. It's going to go right there. And then the second part of the plant is really tall and usually a little bit skinny. And it kind of acts like a straw to suck up all those nutrients that the roots have gathered. And it also helps to support the leaves and the flower of the plant. Do you know what that's called? The stem. This is the stem of the plant. So that goes right on top. See, that looks good. And this is the word stem. S-T-E-M. Put that right there. The next part of the plant come off of the stem, and they help to absorb all the energy from the sun and makes food for the plant to grow. Did you guess leaves? These are the leaves of the plant, and they are really important because they absorb all of the energy from the sun. And here's the word, L-E-A-V-E-S, leaves. And then the last part of the plant we're going to talk about today is the flower. This is a bright yellow flower. And this part of the plant is really important. Usually it smells really good and it's bright and colorful to attract pollinators like bees, hummingbirds, butterflies, and then those creatures drink the nectar of the plant and they also gather the pollen that is in the flower, which helps to grow more plants. It's a really cool system. And a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times, the seeds from the plant grow in the flower so that when the flower dies, the seeds drop to the ground or birds pick them up and scatter them around so that you can grow new flowers. And sometimes this flower part will die off and a fruit will grow on top, like a tomato or a green bean or any of those types of fruits and vegetables we like to eat, which also quite often have seeds inside. So this is the word for flower, F-L-O-W-E-R, flower. So these are all the parts of the plant: roots, stem, leaves, flower. And you'll notice if you're looking around in your garden or your yard at home, put that back there, that you might start to see some flowers growing, and you might want to take a closer look at them to see if you can find all the parts of the plant. So today I went out into our schoolyard, our playground, which is missing all of you so much. It doesn't seem the same without you. And I gathered some very special plants. They grow in the grass. I'm gonna move this back a little bit so you can see. And they're called dandelions. And I'm sure many of you have seen these growing at your own house in your yard, or maybe on walks around your neighborhood or in the woods. And they're some of the first springtime flowers to grow in the grass. And they're really important because they're some of the first food for bees after their very, very long winter with no food and sleeping all through winter. And they are hungry for that nectar. So a lot of times we like to pick dandelions and give them to people that we care about or bring them inside. But we're gonna try to remember not to pick too many because we wanna leave them for the bees. But I did take one or two out because I wanted to show you that you can bring one inside at home to dissect, just like a scientist would, and really look at the different parts of the plant. So let's see, this is a good one because it shows you each part. So see here, I've got the roots down here. Can you see that? And you see how they're a little bit hairy and they really grow strong. Dandelions are very strong plants. They're hard to take out of the ground. I had to use a special tool to get this. And then we've got the stem, right? And dandelions are interesting because the leaves grow right down from the roots. It's a little bit different than what our picture looks like, where the leaves are up above. But that's I think one of the reasons they're so hard to dig out, because they firmly plant themselves into the ground. So here's the leaves, and here's the stem, and here's the flower with the petals. And it's really cool to take these inside your house and take them apart and really look at them. If you open up, I'm gonna snap off. Ooh, if you open that up, you might notice, you can't really see in the video, but it's hollow inside. So the stem is kind of like a straw, like a drinking straw, and it sucks up all those nutrients that the roots have gathered from the soil. It's pretty cool. And then the petals of the flower are fun to take apart and really look at. And if you notice when I pulled this out, it has this little white thing on the bottom. And when all of these yellow petals die off, when they have all died, they're going to look like this. And this is what's so cool about dandelions. These are what carry the seeds to grow new dandelions. So as these die off, or the wind blows them like this one's still pretty strong, so it's not quite ready. I think this one, watch. Pretend I'm the wind blowing. They'll come off and they carry the little seeds. You can see that? Little teeny tiny dandelion seeds in the wind, and it carries them over to more soil and more grass so new dandelions can grow again for the bees to drink more nectar from. It's a pretty cool system and kind of magical to watch. So I would encourage you to dig up a dandelion or two from the roots, which, like I said, is tricky. This is an even bigger one. Look at all these dandelions growing from one plant. Look at all these leaves that are growing out and all these roots. They're hard to get the whole root. I couldn't even pull up that whole root. It kind of broke. They're really strong plants. And you can take them apart at home and be scientists at your own house. If you have a magnifying glass at your house, this is a good time to use it. If you have tweezers or other tools to pull it apart, this might be a fun time to use those. And check out the parts of the plant of a dandelion. Pretty cool. The other special thing about dandelions is you can eat these plants. They're edible. So the leaves you can break off and you can put them in salads or on sandwiches or however else you might like to. You can eat the petals. And the other day, Hawke and I were taking a walk and decided, well, let's try these out. And we didn't really like how they tasted. So you can try them at home with your parents if they're okay with that. Make sure you ask them first, because you might want to wash them first, because, you know, creatures like to pee on them or step on them, and we're kind of thinking about germs a lot right now, so it's good to wash it first. But it might be something cool to try and see if you can make a dandelion salad. See how it tastes. I'll put those over here. And now I want to teach you a song. Let me find my words. Here it is. This is kind of a silly song. And I have to stand up for this song. So I'm going to scooch this back a little bit. I'm going to stand up. And this song goes to the tune, oh, gotta scoot back even more. There we go. Of head, shoulders, knees, and toes. But instead of head, shoulders, knees, and toes, we are going to make it a song about the parts of the plant so we can remember the different parts of the plant that we've been learning about. So my head is going to be the flower. My hands are going to be the leaves. My body is going to be the stem. And what do you think my feet are going to be? The roots, right? Just like we talk about at yoga when we're kind of grounding our feet down into the floor and our roots down really strong. So our feet will be the roots. You ready to try it with me? Okay. Get my words so I'll make sure that I don't forget them. Ready? Flower, stem, leaves and roots, leaves and roots. Flower, stem, leaves and roots, leaves and roots. All it takes is sun, soil, water. Flower, stem, leaves and roots, leaves and roots. So now I'm going to speed it up a little bit, go a little bit faster, and see if you can keep up. It gets kind of silly. See if I can remember the words. Flower, stem, leaves and roots, leaves and roots. Flower, stem, leaves and roots, leaves and roots. All it takes is sun, soil, water. Flower, stem, leaves and roots, leaves and roots. I'm out of breath now. So that is such a fun and silly song that you can sing at home and try to remember the different parts of the plant. And maybe you could do head, shoulders, knees, and toes too, because that's always a good one to sing. All right, everyone, I hope you have fun learning about the parts of the plants and looking all around you and investigating some dandelions or some other flowers. And this is a great time to be starting to get your garden ready if you're going to grow any plants as it gets warmer. We'll be planting tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers and squash plants soon as it gets warmer. And it's so fun to watch as they grow. All right, I miss you and I'll see you next week. Bye.